My name is Alyssa, and I am 20 years old, going on 21, and I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and insulin resistance, and high blood pressure. So, the reason why I'm making this video is because I really feel like I need some sort of support system with the PCOS. And I feel like also that my friends and family should be aware of this disease and how it affects many women, including me, because a lot of people don't know about it. I'll find that at when I went to the ER, they asked me what medicine I was on, and any pre-existing conditions, and I was like, I don't know what to say. It's 12 o'clock. Anyway, I was like, oh no. And then are you on any medications? I was like, yeah, I'm on metformin. And she was like, so you're diabetic? And I was like, no. And she was like, looked at me like I was crazy. Like I wasn't supposed to be taking that medicine. So that just showed me that there are people who are in medicine that don't know about it. And I think that's a problem. Okay, because if my friends don't know about it, that's fine. There's a lot of conditions we don't know about. But a nurse who sees a lot of people. But I've heard worse stories. I've heard people who work in like OBGYNs and don't know about it. And it's like, you see only women. How could you not ever hear about it? So anyway, that's off topic. The whole point of this is for me and for other people. Because I feel like it's necessary to finally start taking this condition instead of it taking me. And what I mean by that is that when I was diagnosed, I got really scared. And, at first I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to try to do this and try to get better so I don't experience as much problems and complications from the disease. But it really just turned into me like getting really busy and not having time to do that. And I think part of my not having time was because I really didn't know what to do. And my family is kind of spread out all over the country. So, I don't really have like this close-knit family. I mean, I lived with my dad at the time, and, he's helpful, and he helps me as much as possible, which is great. But it's also, it's hard not to have any friends that are like, I'm not really close with that many like girls, and you don't really have that many people to talk to, especially that really understand what's going on. So essentially, I want to be part of a community of awareness and of people who have PCOS. And I think that will help me keep focused and not try to put it on the back burner and ignore the fact that I have anything at all. Because in reality, if you ask me if I have any pre-existing conditions, I can't answer no. So it's like I can pretend all I want that I don't have anything, but in reality, when they take my blood, can't you see? The bruise and the other bruising, I mean, they took it from here, but it's bruised over here. When they do this, they can tell. So, I mean, there's no use in trying to pretend that I don't have something. So my story, how I became aware of this And I'm actually quite lucky that I found out at 19, because some women don't find out for a long time, and some people don't even ever know that there's a problem. I found out around summer of 2008, so it's been like a year and a half. But I knew that there was a possibility of something being wrong for many more years than that. And when I used to live with my mother, when I was a teenager, earlier in my teens, there was a problem, and I was like, my periods aren't regular. And that's been a while since I started. And, it was kind of like we both came to the conclusion that it's because I'm a teenager. And the doctors didn't really seem to think of anything of it anyway. And it was just, I'm a teenager, I have irregular cycles. Well, and I had blood work done every now and then, but it had been a long time. Well, after I graduated high school, I moved with my dad to another state. And as soon as I moved here, I found a doctor, one that she is a specialist. She's a family doctor, but she also specializes in like obesity and some other things like that. And she has like a lot of ethnic patients, which I thought was really good because I am Hispanic and Caucasian, both. So I know there are a lot of things from the Hispanic side that are a little bit different than some of the Caucasian things. So it was kind of a good place for me to go. So I got this doctor, and I really wanted a female doctor. I was sick and tired of hearing the same old story. Every time I was sick, every time my back hurt or my arm hurt, it was like, oh, well, maybe you need to lose some weight. I was like, okay, really? That's not the sole problem, is my weight, okay? My back hurts. It's not just because I'm heavy. It's because of something else. So I got really sick and tired of that. So I really wanted a female doctor. So I did some research, found someone who was on my insurance plan. She was actually really close. Her first office was really close to where I was living. And I went to her. And probably within about 6 months, she said that, the classic, you might want to try losing some weight. But overall, I thought she was a really great doctor, and she really listened. It wasn't really until the spring, though, because I moved there in, the fall. It wasn't really until the spring till that I really told her anything about my cycles. And she was like, when was the last time you've cycled? And I was like, I can't even tell you the date. It goes that long where I don't even know. So she's like, well, that's a problem. And she says, based on the way you are, she says, I have a feeling that you may need to be checked out for PCOS. Funny enough, the week before, my stepmom was like, I guess she was just diagnosed with PCOS, and she said, you may want to see if what's the problem. Because she was trying to conceive, and she wasn't having any luck. And that's what they said, and it ended up being a misdiagnosis, but for me, it is not a misdiagnosis. And if it wasn't for her telling me about it, I would have never known. Ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. Well, maybe in the future, but... So, when she said that, you may have this, let's do some tests. So, I was, of course, willing to do that, because, when you live your life as an overweight female, and, you struggle to just try to be normal, you want answers. You want to know that it's not completely your fault. And